kidding me, Ripper? Come on! Woo!
A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. What I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't.
Who would like to be better in the whoops, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Question would be, when the whoops are brand new like that, why do you jump them?
Yeah.
Easier. Yeah, but why are you jumping through the rhythms? Because sometimes they get ruddy and you don't, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I skimmed them.
I will say for a lot of the guys, like that set especially is really kind of squirrely because they're hard underneath with like fluff on top, and we come in at an angle, so like you get that first step and it's like you always get a little bit kicked on the first one. So once they get at all edgy, it's so much faster to jump them.
Why you get the kick, but I actually understand that. But more just when they're new like that, it's your only time to be good in them, right? Why do you use that to jump them? Like, it's my understanding you're gonna do a heat race right now, and you're black background guys. I would be disappointed if I see you jumping them. Because a heat race at the race, like dude, you gotta be top 9. You're gonna get blown away by jumping the whoops on the first one when they're brand new and they're all badass. Like at that point, you gotta go. And it's like, that's what I see. I understand what Cade said, but it's like, try to replicate. I mean, the whole idea of what you guys are doing, what Brandon's built for you guys here is to replicate, but yet you're replicating the slow version of it all. You know, and it's like if you want to be 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, we're ticking the boxes. But if you want to go up the ladder, you got to start thinking higher, you know, and when those whoops are brand new, get in there and try it. And some of you don't have the concept, and maybe there's a point in time where, you know, I would love to help, you know, down the road and maybe for next year or something, but it's not that I want you to go and blast the whoops right now and just be so rad at them, but just utilize the fact that they're new, they're fresh, you can use the outside, and it's just understanding, and you're just logging laps. Like the reason why you're doing today is to log laps. At this point, you all could ride this track blindfolded for the most part, right? I mean, I haven't rode the track, and I could probably do the track within the first 3 laps. I would have it down. So it's not about that. It's just, it's the muscle memory of skimming them when they're nice, and get that concept, get that understanding, that muscle memory when it starts moving around. Cade, when you're coming from the inside, you know, and it's like, the reason why the bike goes tic-tac, you've got knees forward, elbows down like this, it's you got no control. You got to get the control. That's for a later date, you know, so.
Skim the whole first session because it's hard.
That's tough to skim them every lap.
I'll tell you what's hard is jumping them.
No.
Dude, you just stand and you just bop, straight across the top.
Well, if you hit them fast enough, skimming, they're easier.
100%.
But you have to hit it fast enough.
Yeah.
You
If you hit them at the bottoms, you're wasting so much energy.
Turn, downshift. I love watching Supercross, and it's really hard but it's really not that hard. You guys are so freaking awesome at what you do. It's just understanding and getting the correct information, but try to utilize the fact that the track's new.
Jumping it, don't just beat the same line now. Let's just beat the place.
It's so difficult. I'm so bad here. Dude, I started taking the outside.
I can see it.
Yeah, I just started going around it.
Outside manual over the roller. Like have a play with all the different shit. If it's slower, it's slower. Who cares?
I've tried all day to get the inside double and then you hit the berm. It's just so slow.
Go inside and do like a little BMX mani over that landing and the outside.
Max was just hopping corners.
Yeah,
he made the track like 50 feet short.
yeah, I did a few just like corner jumps just for fun, you know. This one was good though. Like if I got the double to the outside clean without hitting that mud hook at the bottom, is I could do the same.
So objective. Or Mickey, man, it's like that, but from like every angle you could possibly think of. How'd you even get there, man? No joke. Hey, I hit him harder than I hit Wetzel. Okay, he picked it up. I wasn't trying to slam you. I was just trying to pass you, you know. Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
Full race day in practice. Even like Max said, being grateful for where you were to where you are, the gap to the gain, right? We spend a lot of time focusing on where we want to be. That's the gap, and then sometimes we don't look at the gains we've made. And you lose that confidence if you don't really analyze the gains you're making on a regular basis. If we're always looking at, I want to be here, 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 so some point that beats you down. So every once in a while, look at where we started, reflect, and then communicate with people that can help you take that next step. And with Club, you guys know that I want to push the boundaries. I feel like this is just the beginning, and you guys hopefully have more years to come, and I want you to ride this out as long as you can. This is, whether you're making money or not, you're still living a dream to some people's perception and hopefully yours. But Daniel and all the changes, I want to make sure you guys are staying on the front side of communicating, even if it's a hard thing to communicate. I don't want to hear the good shit. I want to hear what we can do better. But as we wind down this, I think it's a good time to start the reflection process. Maybe it's when you're flying or you got some downtime. Think about your season. Think about the off season, the boot camp. Not all of you guys are part of the boot camp, but things we can do better. You know, training tracks, drill tracks, whoop tracks, just whatever the case may be. We do want to spend some time, because once we start outdoors, it's like kind of everything changes, and then we really don't think about this till we're getting ready to ride Supercross next year.
Yeah, I mean, going back to you know, wanting to beat those guys every day. that's kind of what it came down to. Like I was in a mindset where I wanted to beat those guys every day, and I was willing to pretty much do anything that, you know, I had to do. And not that I was going to take any crazy unnecessary risk and do something stupid, but I was willing to, you know, maybe risk it a little bit. And yeah, I was doing this triple in, and did it a few times, and it was still early in the morning. Just got a bit of wheel spin up the face and caught a little endo off of it, and nose picked it just right, and broke my wrist on impact. And you know, it's just one of those things. It is what it is. I can look at it and be upset about it, but also I was trying to level up my game as well. So you can only, you know, yeah, level up your game. You know, you gotta take some risk as well. So that's just how it is.
First race ever in your entire career.
Well, it feels like that, kind of. No, yeah, first race in a while. Salt Lake City last year, so it's been almost a year, but just got done with free practice, felt pretty good, and yeah, I'm ready to get it tonight.
Repeat one?
Yeah, P1 and free, or B practice. I think it's like 9th overall or something right now, so.
That's good.
It's okay, yeah, it's good for me right now.
How's the wrist feel on like the whoops and stuff?
Sore, but I don't really honestly don't think about it while I'm riding per se. Maybe just after when I get done, I'm like, damn, that kind of hurt, you know. But yeah, it's not hindering me, so it feels good.
You've been on the bike, Supercross wise, just for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think I've gotten like a total of 6 days riding Supercross. So yeah. YOLO, baby.
YOLO.
It is what it is, man.
I was thinking before that session, I'm like, why don't we just go table over 2 the whole time before I went out? And then I went out and I was like, oh yeah, that's why. No drive.
Need to pick up the pace spots.
Where are you good? Where are you bad?
Well, according to this paper, I'm bad in the first set of whoops and the long rhythm to the triple. Everywhere else though is okay.
All the way at the bottom.
Those 2 I'm losing all the way at 2 seconds in the first set of whoops somehow, so yeah. I don't know if that's right, but that's what the paper says.
There we go.
Yeah, man, feels better and better. Track was a bit smoother, but
You're P2 on the board.
I know, let's go, baby.
I wasn't gonna make over, but I jumped on.
Yeah.
So I jumped on and then I went off too. I don't think anyone's went on off. But once you go off, that next one's like a legit wall jump with just ruts, and then the ruts end right before the top, and then it's like a cup right at the top. So it's like I jumped off and didn't have like I kind of clipped off. When you do that, it unsettles the bike, and I just like had to double. And then the next lap I went on, rolled off 2-2. But then like I feel like I put the rest of the lap pretty okay together, decently. I'm like, well, with that it'll be fast. I come in and I don't even see P5. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, I just did that for nothing.
That's what I thought too.
I just did that for nothing, bro.
You would at least get Cullen in that last one.
Dude, at least top 5. I went, then the last lap I went out and I just did the regular lines, and I really focused on the 2 flat turns, like for the Supercross triple, and then after the on-offs, right before the finish, like really try and get those good, but still wasn't the P5. I was like, I feel like I rode probably the best I've ever ridden in a while. I felt good at least. Just didn't show on paper, I guess.
A year ago, now he's here on the East, only 3 riders in the history of the sport.
Do you feel like you are at that level to be able to, whether it's a top 10 guy, top 5, top 7, do you feel like you're at that level where you can put up results for club?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my goal for this year was or still is for this year is start up front and finish up front. I mean, there's no reason we're on a good enough bike. Yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do that.
Very good ride.
You got a good start. You muscled your way in there. You
Oh,
blew
dude,
RJ off.
Oh
the
yeah, I
track
hit him
in
hard.
there, I got that big old body in there and just moved everyone out of the way. Just bulldozed them to the outsides, and I was like, oh yeah, fucking he's hot.
I mean, I was coming in hot. I was either bouncing off
Yeah,
him
but it's like
or-
you got the weight into just hit those guys, and they just you didn't even look like you got phased. You just hunted
My whole
everyone.
shot device though didn't come unclipped till
Nobody's
the
did,
double out.
really.
I was like this. I was like, woo!
New York City and dirt bike racing aren't two things you'd necessarily associate with each other. But today, we're just down the road from the Big Apple inside MetLife Stadium for Monster Energy Supercross. Great weather, brave athletes, and super passionate fans. And we've got a perfect mix for an awesome afternoon of action.
well, I know how. I go off the gate and I'm like kind of spinning in second off the grade a little bit, so I'm trying to feed it right. And I drop out into the hole and my feet are locked in my pegs. And then when I drop to the hole, like my boot, maybe my front of my finger or something, it hooked third. So like as soon as I touched dirt, I was just third, and it's just, oh, I just zero drive. Everyone gone. Like, ride good all day, and I just can't even get a start in the main, and I can't even get a mid-pack start at that. It's like, it's so frustrating.
Not bad, right?
No. Dude, first 5 minutes, you went and charged and you crushed it, and then you paced yourself for a little, and then we just dropped the anchor.
I know.
It was our first race. We've been on the bike for 2 weeks. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was good.
Yeah, I saw the gap I had on 10th, and I was like, all right, I just gotta ride it in at this point. I started getting like off balance in the whoops and stuff. I was like, I just gotta bring it home. Yeah. I'm pumped about it.
That was a great way to put yourself out there on the start.
Yeah.
Run up front for a little bit.
Yeah. Couldn't ask for much more, honestly. On that. Bike was good. Handled like a dream out there.
Awesome.